What if Pennywise wasn't the true evil of the Stephen King universe? What if the monster clown we saw in IT was never the final boss, but merely a pawn in a much larger cosmic war controlled by a force so ancient and so powerful that even Pennywise pales in comparison? The Crimson King? If that idea sends chills down your spine, you're not alone. Because today, we're diving into one of the greatest unanswered mysteries hidden within Stephen King's interconnected multiverse. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master, and in this video, we are going to unravel the terrifying hierarchy of eldritch beings that lurk behind King's stories. Fans have spent years trying to understand the true scale of these entities, and the more you explore, the more unsettling it gets. So the real questions are, who is actually stronger? Pennywise, the fear-feeding shapeshifter from IT, or the Crimson King, the architect of destruction who seeks to unmake reality itself? Are these two cosmic nightmares related in some way, perhaps born from the same chaotic darkness beyond our world? And if so, what does this revelation tell us about Stephen King's multiverse, the Dark Tower, and the very nature of evil in his universe? Strap in, because once we open this door, there's no going back. The truth might just change the way you see IT, the Dark Tower, and the Stephen King universe forever. The cosmic multiverse of Stephen King. To understand either Pennywise or the Crimson King, we first need to understand King's universe, specifically that it's not a simple universe at all, but a multiverse held together by a metaphysical structure known as the Dark Tower. Every Stephen King story, whether it's IT, The Shining, Dr. Sleep, Salem's Lot, The Stand, or the Dark Tower saga, exists within this sprawling reality. Think of the tower as the spine that holds countless worlds in place. Each world is connected by beams of existence, and if those beams were to collapse, every universe would fall into chaos, or worse, absolute nothingness. There are cosmic beings that maintain balance, and others that seek destruction. Gon, the creator figure, symbolizes order and stability, while the forces of chaos come in many forms, and the most infamous among them are Pennywise and the Crimson King. Both beings originate from realms outside human comprehension, regions beyond space, time, and physical form, places known as the Macroverse and Todash Darkness. This is where the real story begins. Pennywise, the fear-eating nightmare. Pennywise is widely known as the dancing clown who terrorizes the children of Derry. But the clown persona is merely a mask, a lure that humans can perceive. His actual essence is a cosmic predator older than Earth itself. Known simply as It, Pennywise belongs to a species, or perhaps a type of extra-dimensional entities called glamours. These beings feed on primal emotions, with Pennywise specifically drawn to fear, because fear salts the meat. The more terror his victims feel, the more powerful he becomes. He can manipulate matter and perception, shapeshift into whatever terrifies his target the most, and invade dreams, thoughts, and memories. He is not restricted by physical laws and can exist partially outside our reality. His true form, the Deadlights, cannot be directly understood by human perception without causing insanity. Even when Pennywise is defeated, he is never truly destroyed. He is part of something bigger, something that exists beyond the limitations of human mortality. His purpose isn't mere consumption. It feels like preparation, as if fear itself is a currency or resource for something far more catastrophic. And that's where theories about his connection to the Crimson King begin. The Crimson King, the god of chaos. If Pennywise represents a cosmic-level predator, the Crimson King is something entirely different. Not a hunter, but a destroyer. He is the ultimate embodiment of chaos in Stephen King's multiverse, the supreme ruler of the Endworld, and the greatest antagonist of the Dark Tower saga. While Pennywise preys on individuals and small communities, the Crimson King seeks total annihilation annihilation of reality itself. He wants to bring down the Dark Tower, tear the beams apart, and plunge every universe into the Todash darkness, a place of pure, writhing nothingness inhabited by eldritch gods and horrors. Unlike Pennywise, who thrives on fear, the Crimson King thrives on destruction. His domain is not merely a town or a planet. It spans worlds and timelines. He commands armies, manipulates destinies, corrupts species like the Taheen, and influences events across dimensions. If Pennywise is a nightmare, the Crimson King is the force that ends the dream altogether. His power is so vast that his presence distorts reality, twisting the very nature of existence. And yet, even with all his power, he isn't omnipotent, but he is far closer to cosmic godhood than almost any other entity Stephen King has ever created. Are Pennywise and the Crimson King connected? This is where the theory becomes irresistible. While King never explicitly states that Pennywise serves the Crimson King, the implications scattered through the lore suggest something deeper. Both beings originate from the macroverse, or exist adjacent to it. Both embody chaos rather than order. Both corrupt, influence, and warp reality. Both exist beyond mortal understanding, and both threaten the fabric of existence in their own ways. Pennywise's hunger for fear could be seen as a method of weakening psychological and metaphysical defenses in the human world. Fear destabilizes reality, making it easier for beings like the Crimson King to exploit cracks in existence. Some fans suggest that Pennywise is a lesser counterpart, not an underling, but a parallel manifestation of the same primordial evil that empowers the Crimson King. The Deadlights, Pennywise's true form, may be fragments or echoes of the same cosmic force the Crimson King draws from. Even their domains align. Todash Darkness, the place between worlds full of eldritch horrors, is where creatures that resemble Pennywise dwell. If the Crimson King succeeded in destroying the tower, the multiverse would collapse into this darkness, effectively turning reality into a playground for things like Pennywise. In this interpretation, Pennywise isn't just a monster. He's a symptom of a greater infection caused by the Crimson King's design. Power comparison. Who is the true alpha? Now comes the undeniable hierarchy. Pennywise is terrifying, but his influence is limited. His power is immense on a local scale. A predator who manipulates fear, flesh, reality, and minds. He can annihilate small towns, devastate families, and psychologically break entire generations. But he is fundamentally a creature that feeds. His existence revolves around consumption, not creation or destruction. The Crimson King, however, operates on a cosmic scale. His goal isn't to frighten humanity, it's to unmake existence itself. The Crimson King is tied directly to the Dark Tower, the literal axis of reality. If Pennywise is a cosmic shark, the Crimson King is the ocean that decides whether the shark has water to swim in. The King's ability to manipulate worlds, corrupt dimensions, and challenge the cosmic order places him at a level far beyond Pennywise's singular predatory instinct. Simply put, Pennywise is an apex predator. The Crimson King is the extinction event. The multiverse theory, the real terrifying secret. The most chilling realization in all of this is that the horror isn't Pennywise or even the Crimson King. It's the multiverse itself. Stephen King crafted a cosmos where fear is fuel, chaos is a cosmic force, and existence is held together by threads constantly under threat. Pennywise represents the horror that hunts us. The Crimson King represents the horror that ends us. If Pennywise is a nightmare, the Crimson King is the waking void. Together, they demonstrate that evil in King's universe isn't random, it's structural. It's woven into the very fabric of creation. And that raises a final terrifying question. What if Pennywise isn't a servant or a sibling, but a prototype? What if the Crimson King is merely the most successful manifestation of a force that keeps evolving, feeding, expanding, and preparing for something even worse? Our nerdy thoughts. The beauty of Stephen King's multiverse is that it never fully answers these questions. It leaves enough mystery to frighten your imagination long after the story ends. So tell me, if Pennywise ever confronted the Crimson King, does the clown survive or does the multiverse fall? Who do you think is the true god of evil? Let me know in the comments, because this is one war where the battlefield is reality itself.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.